Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is, I sell on TikTok, but this is really about live selling. It's about going live. So just if you're not on TikTok and you're like, I'm not into that, reopen your minds. Okay, so I'm not just talking about TikTok. I'm talking about Facebook Lives. I'm talking about live selling. I'm talking about even just going live in your Tupperware parties, right? Live demonstrations, all right? So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not getting into nitty-gritty TikTok stuff. We already did those videos for you, and they're on the corporate website, all right? So we worked really hard on them. Thank you, Doug. All right, so yeah. So live selling, it is the closest thing that you're gonna have to an in-person Tupperware party. And I think that's what really excited me about when I started live selling, because it was the energy, and it was the communication, and it was the connection, and it was all of that stuff that I was missing. Right? All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of reading off my paper, which I normally don't do when I train, but I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So the thing is you're learning the skill, not just the platform. All right, so you're gonna learn the skill, not just the platform, because once you learn the skill, it transfers everywhere, and it's gonna give you confidence to do it in other places and to do other things, and even it's gonna improve your live in-person parties as well, and your demonstrations there too. So I wanna start by saying something that's gonna take the pressure off. And the people that you watch doing live selling, they all started somewhere. And they probably all started scared, all right? Because trust. Still, there are some days when I hit the live button and my heart's racing. I'm seriously, or I start sweating. Or I'm sweating during the live, okay. Truth, Monday night when I was on that Tupperware Live, the whole bottom part of my hair was wet from sweat. I was so nervous, guys, and I've been doing TikTok Lives for more than a year and a half, right? 4 to 5 times a week, and that had me nervous, okay? So listen, I'm telling you guys this because I want you to know you're not alone. You're not alone. So if it scares the bejesus out of you, that means you kind of need to do it even more, right? Because that's where the growth happens, all right? So the people you watch today, they seem so natural. They weren't born that way. They became students of live selling, and that's what I want you to think about. When you're consuming your social media, I want you to start consuming it like a student, not like everybody that just sits there and doom scrolls, right? I actually kind of hate that terminology when people are like, oh, I'm just doom scrolling. I'm like, oh, you're just wasting your life. That's what I think in my head when people say, oh, I'm doom scrolling. I'm like, oh, okay, you're just wasting your life. I'm like, stop doing that. Do something productive. Do something that's gonna fill your cup, make you feel better, not make you feel like comparing to whoever's on there, right? So they watched, they practiced, they improved one live at a time, right? That's exactly what we're gonna be talking about, right? So stop comparing and start collecting ideas. All right, so I want you to, when you're watching things on social media, a live, whether it's a live, a reel, any of that type of stuff, or also not only social media, guys, HSN, right? QVC, any place that they're doing live selling, what keeps you watching? Ask yourself that, like, why am I still watching this? And sometimes you're like, I don't know, but I can't stop, right? Right? Figure that out. What are they saying? Is it their tone? Is it their lighting? Is it their face? Is it their clothes? Is it the colors? What is it? Is it because there is no, maybe they were in black and white? Maybe, figure it out. Just be a student, right? And so what keeps you watching? When did you almost scroll away? When were you like, this is not hitting it for me, right? What came out of their mouth in that moment? Was it their tone of voice, right? Something that, I'm gonna just throw this out there. Something that sticks out for me is if I'm watching a live and all of a sudden I feel like I'm on the outside of an inside joke, I am out. Listen, I went to high school. I don't need that. I don't need that sitting in my living room, okay? So, seriously. And think about, so if that's something that hits with you, you don't wanna do that on your live. Bring people into the inside joke, right? Make them a part of that. Right? So these are the type of things that you're looking for. What made you trust them? If you bought, what made you buy? What made you not buy? Right? All of these things, right? Become a student, not a spectator. You don't want to watch them because you want to copy them. You're collecting ideas, right? All right, so you don't want to just watch Tupperware, okay? You don't want to just watch Tupperware. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can do. Watch people selling books, watch people selling clothes, houseware stuff, all of the things, because you're gonna find ideas there. You're gonna find ideas there, all right? So all of that, that's really important. You're studying their presentation, right? I remember Pam talking about she wanted to be funny at her party, so she'd watch comedy shows. And she'd get the one-liners, right? And she's just like, how can I turn that into my presentation, right? Think about things like that, right? Cooking shows even, right? Getting your tips, ideas from cooking shows and all that. And so you want to, what should you be looking for, right? What should you be looking for? You want to pay attention to their hook, right? So their hook, how did they start? How did they start the live? Or how did they start talking about the Voila glass? How did they start talking about or transition into the next thing, right? What made you stop scrolling, right? Was it their smile? Was it what in the world is that? Right? I mean, because sometimes it is, right? Sometimes it's like, what's happening right there, right? And their energy, is it their energy? Are they calm? Are they excited? Are they funny? Are they educational, right? These are the questions that you want to ask. You really want to look at it through different eyes, not consumer eyes, right? You want to look at it like you're studying them. All right, their camera angle. How close are they camera? Are they too far away? Is the camera angle up here? Is it down low? That's never a good camera angle by the way. I'm just telling you right now, all right? That's the only I'm gonna give, that's an absolute. This is never a good angle for anybody, okay? All right, so it needs to be here or higher, all right? Just so you know. All right, so their camera angle. Are they sitting? Are they moving? What's happening, right? And then background noise too, rustling through things. Oh my gosh, if I have to like dig into something, I'm always like, sorry. Like I just like, I hate that noise on live. All right, their lighting. Can you see the product, right? The lighting is really important, so pay attention to that. All right, product demonstrations. How many different things are they showing? How quickly are they showing it? How long are they spending on one thing? That's really important. Do they compare? Do they tell stories? Right? Do they answer objections naturally? One of my favorite things on my live is when somebody actually comes on and is like, plastic is so bad for you. And I'm like, oh my God. And I actually thank them because I don't want to lecture people on my lives. So I'm not going to go into that repeatedly. But if somebody brings it up, I'm like, heck yeah. All right, let's go. Let's talk about this. Right? Because I don't want to come off as like I'm preaching to somebody or I'm schooling them. They didn't show up for that. They showed up to have fun. They show up for the energy. They show up for the freebies. They show up for that stuff. Right? So when somebody comes with something like that, I'm excited. Right? Because I'm just like, oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Let's talk. And then everybody gets to listen to that talk because that person made that comment. And they may have already scrolled on by, but I don't care. Now I'm free reign to be able to talk about it. All right, so the customer interaction. How often do they read the comments? Do they say the names? Right, okay, so here's something. And if you do this, if you're on, I don't know who all here is on TikTok besides me and Bonnie. And if you do this, I'm not calling you out because I've only seen Bonnie on TikTok. So if you're doing this, then you don't have to say it to anybody. And I know Bonnie doesn't do it. So something that bothers me greatly is if somebody's like, oh, Debbie, I see that you're looking at products right now. I don't let people know that I can see all that stuff, right? That's like when caller ID first came out and people answer the phone, they're just like, hi, Nikki. And I'm like, that freaked me out. Like, I didn't like that. I never, even if my sister, I didn't answer the phone that way unless I really like had something funny to say and then I'd be so good, right? But seriously, I knew who I was answering the phone to, but I'm not going to answer it and say, hey, Nancy. Like, I'm just like, hi, right? Whatever. But on TikTok in particular, I can see when people are looking at products. I can see them add it to the cart. I can see all of this stuff. Do they need to know I can see it? No. That's like somebody walking up to your table at a vendor event and they're picking this up and you're just like, all of a sudden you're there and you're like, that's a really pretty color orange, isn't it? Can I help you with anything? Do you have a question about that? And then they're just like, no, weirdo, I'm leaving now. Right? And so it's kind of the same thing in the virtual world, all right? So That's just my observation. If you dig doing that, then keep doing it, but I'm just saying. But those are the things that I learned by watching other people's lives, because I didn't do it because I thought it was weird. And then I watched somebody's live and they did it to me and I was like, oh my God, I'm out of here. Like, I was like, all right, so but those are the things that you're looking for. And if you're in somebody's live, they did something that made you uncomfortable, you don't want to repeat that, right? This is the type of stuff you're trying to figure out. Do they thank people? How do they thank people? What do they say when they thank people, right? Do they welcome newcomers? Calls to action, right? How often do they invite people to comment, follow, share, purchase, join? All of that. Is it too much? Is it too little? Do they not do it at all, right? All of those type of things, right? Closing, how do they end? Do they simply disappear? They're just like, boop, you know, they just stop the live, right? Or do they say, oh, thank you everybody for joining us, blah, 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 right? What do? Those are all, it's all collecting data, right? It's all collecting data. All right, so borrow the structure, not the script. You want to be you. That's what they're there for. They don't want to see me trying to pretend to be Bonnie. I mean, it's not going to happen, right? I'm not ever going to be Bonnie. I don't want to be Bonnie. I think Bonnie's amazing, and the world only can handle one Bonnie. Just kidding. All right, you know, but I mean, you don't, Pam wants fun. All right, you don't never want to copy somebody's personality, but you can borrow their framework, just like Pam. Listen, guys, I will fully admit, there's a lot of stuff comes out of my mouth that came straight from Pam, because I've heard her train, I've heard her demo so many times, right? All of us. And I've even had people in my live, and I told Bonnie this, people in my live, they're just like, you know, my two favorite people are you and Bonnie. I said, well, that's because we've pretty much been trained by the same people, and that's why. Because we demo the same. We demo very similarly, right? And so it didn't surprise me, and I said that. I said, oh, she's my girlfriend, that's so funny, you know, and all of that. So. But yeah, so you do, and maybe you love how they explain features, how they transition, all of those things, right? And so you can borrow from that, but make it your own, right? So your job is not selling, right? This one really was important for me. Like when I was kind of like thinking about that, and I heard Manel say it, I'm not there to sell. They're going to figure all that stuff out, right? And so your job isn't selling. You know, people don't want to see a sales pitch. They want sales pitch, not fish. All right, they want help, right? Okay, I haven't gotten to that point yet. Mistakes are amazing. Nobody wants perfection. Who wants to be perfect? Nobody wants to be perfect, and nobody wants, like, seriously, perfect is boring. I mean, like, nobody can live up to that, right? And so, and I think you probably do this too on your lives. If I drop something, I'm like, the party started. Every single time. And they even say it in the comments. Ooh, party started. Yeah, because they know it. And because I'm going to drop stuff, and I may as well make fun of it, right? You know, I'm silly. I do it at own parties. Why not do it there, right? But so teach, inspire, right? What is it for you? Is yours heavy on motivation, inspiration, or whatever? Is it heavy on teaching? Do you cook, right? You are the designer of this. But first you have to be a student, and you have to observe the things you like and don't like, so that you can make sure that it's you, and that you feel confident and comfortable doing it, right? Tell stories, right? This bowl seal, instead of like, this bowl seals really well. Great. So does every other bowl practically, you know what I mean? But you could say, oh my gosh, I just got back from a road trip, and this was my popcorn bowl. This was riding shotgun with me, my popcorn and my iced tea, right? I mean, those are the things that you talk about. What did you use it for this weekend, right? Show real life. People love to see your real life. And even if, so I have my TikTok area, so that's not really real life. Sorry. That's real life. That happens in my lives, right? Somebody calls and it interrupts my life. That's why I always have my watch on, so I'm not like, oh, right? So, but yeah, so they want to see real life. Well, my area down there is staged. So that's not real life. But if I'm posting other reels showing my real life, making stuff in my kitchen, showing my kitchen, doing things like that, doing stuff with my family, that's showing the real life, right? So dinner prep, leftovers, all that kind of good stuff. Mistakes, right? Busy days, organization, perfection isn't relatable, right? And talk more than you think you need to. all right? Seriously. Dead air, they will scroll away. Like they're gonna scroll away. Like I was watching one, I'm like, why are they not saying anything? What's happening right now? Or they go off the screen, like, where'd they go? Where are they right now? What happened? Where'd they go? Right, and with TikTok, they actually they'll shut your live down if you walk away, if you have a blank screen and there's no action going on and stuff, so you gotta be careful with that. But you gotta talk more than you need to. Silence feels much longer to the viewers than it does to you. And listen, I actually find that a little hard to believe because it's like in my head, I'm like, oh my God, say something. That's what's happening in my head when there's a silence, and then I can't figure out what to say because my head's going, oh my God. All right, so narrate what you're doing, explain your thinking, keep talking. I actually have talking points all over behind my camera where they can't see in case my mind goes blank, so something can come out that's not ridiculous. Well, the ridiculous comes out anyway. Slow down, right? When you're nervous, sometimes you talk faster or things like that. But you know your regular cadence, so you'll figure that out. But maybe you like that. Maybe in your observation phase, you're like, I like the energy when people keep going and they're going and going. And the people that like that, they're gonna come follow you. They're gonna watch you, right? They're not gonna watch you, the people that are talking real slow and they're just like, this is our wall of glass, right? They're not gonna follow the people that like that are, right? And that's okay. Because the people the sales, whatever it is that are meant for you will never miss. And remember that. Remember that. When you get all hung up on like, oh my gosh, this person got this customer, that could have been my customer. No, if it's meant for you, it's not gonna miss. So let all of that nonsense go and just stand confidently in the actions that you take every day in your business, live, in person, doesn't matter. That's for everything. What's meant for you will never miss. Just know that. But if you're not there, you still got to be there. You still have to put in that effort, right? All right, but don't chase perfection, all right? Bad lighting, keep going, right? You drop something, the party started, keep going, laugh about it, right? You forget your words, keep talking, that happens a lot. I'm like, oh my God, strainer. I don't know why I can never, I'll hold up the little strainer, I'm like, I finally actually put a Post-it note on my tripod because for whatever reason when I hold it up, my mind goes completely blank. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what it is about that little gadget strainer thing. Anyways, seriously, it happens, all right? But you keep going. Right? You keep going. And like people connect with humans, not robots. I actually literally say, one of the best parts about being here live with me is you get live customer service. I'm not AI. I say that. I'm a real human that uses these products. And I literally say it because there's a lot of AI stuff out there, right? All right, so consistency beats talent. 1 live won't change your business. 50 might, right? 100 definitely will. Right? So every live teaches you something. It might be like, that was awful. I was awful today. That was awful. My energy was low. Everything was bad. Another one, you're like, wow, that was amazing. And it doesn't matter. We're not talking about sales numbers. We're talking about interaction. We're talking about learning things. We're talking about getting new customers. We're talking about that. Right? So review yourself. Watch your replay. I know it's really hard sometimes to watch your replay. But watch your replay because it is really important to learn that. You're just like, I watched the replay one day and I was like, oh my God, I'm never wearing that shirt again alive. I was like, that was so bad. But not to criticize, but to improve, right? To improve, right? And so, but ask yourself, where did I lose energy? That is a big one. Energy on your lives is, there's a direct transference of like the success of my life and my energy on my live walking into the live. I have to be up, or it's gonna suck. It sucks for me, it sucks for them, everybody. Like I get off and I'm like, that was awful, waste my time, I don't know why I did that, right? And so you gotta have it up, right? And so where was I strongest? What made people comment, right? The comments, because if they're not comments, you're talking to a wall. And trust, 45 days, I talked to a wall without a single, oh wait, there was a day in there that somebody commented in the middle somewhere. I remember talking to Pam, I was like, she's like, how's your day? I was like, well, somebody actually talked to me on TikTok today, so that's kind of cool. Like seriously, so it happens. All right. And what would you change for next time, right? What would you just gotta, review what you did. All right. So build a swipe file. Keep a note on your phone, right? So you can write down the things you like, right? You're just like, ooh, you say something, comes out of your mouth, ooh, that's good. It happens. You're like, ooh, that's good. That hit. All the people were like, "Whoa, that's great. Oh, I love that tip." Right? Write that stuff down. Or when you're watching somebody else, transitions, funny lines, questions, ways you demonstrated products, great ideas, stuff like that. Right? And practice without selling. Right? One of the best ways to improve is to go live and teach. Go live on your Facebook page and just cook. Do a recipe. Right? In your Facebook party, your VIP groups, things like that. It's not always about selling. Go share a tip or just do a motivational thing or be like, I was reading this book today and I just had to share with you guys because it really blew me away. And just share with somebody, right? Those are great ways to practice. And stop watching yourself in the doggone camera. Seriously. You need to look at the camera, not your face, right? Because people can see that. Because then if they're watching them, it looks like you're not quite looking at them. It's weird, right? You guys have seen that? Have you watched a video where the person's not really exactly looking at the camera? Right, so figure that out. And I have to remind myself every time I have to film a video for Tupperware, I have to do that. I have to put my camera up and then I have to remember, am I looking at the center? Am I looking at the lens? So I'll do a little hi, and I'll do 2 recordings to figure out where I'm supposed to look before I actually, because too many times I've done the whole training and to find that I'm looking in the wrong place. All right, so pay attention, know that about your camera, and maybe remember it so you don't have to do it every time because I have to. All right, so instead ask, what does my audience need to know right now? So one shift can change everything, right? So think about those things before you go live. So things to do, smile before you go live. It's just like smiling and dialing, right? That's what they used to call it, right? So smile before you live, get your energy up. Sometimes you do a little dance party. That's what I was doing. Janine, when I went to go live on Monday, Janine's like, hey, I'm ready for you. And I was like, sorry, I was doing a dance party in my kitchen. Because I was just trying to get my energy up, right? So, and start talking immediately. Okay, do you remember when Facebook Live first started? Okay, this is one of my biggest pet peeves, guys. Hi, let's wait for a few more people to get here. Oh my God. Because I'm not important enough and I just saw you say that, I'm out. What the heck is that? That's so rude. So just go. Don't worry about how many people are in the room. And you can even, whatever platform you're on, if it tells you how many people are viewing, block it. You don't need to see that. That's none of your business. Seriously, you can look at those stats later. If it's bothering you, if it affects your energy and your vibe, freaking block it. You don't need to see it. Just go, right? Don't worry about any of that nonsense, all right? So welcome people by name. People do like that. It's difficult when they don't have a username, so I don't know that. Ask questions often, demonstrate instead of describe, tell stories, repeat important information, thank people for commenting. What's the saying? It's recognize the things you want repeated, right? So kind of like that, guys. So what it is you want them to do, that's what you want to emphasize. You want them to comment, then bring attention to that type of stuff, right? And end with what happens next. You can catch me next week. I'm going to be doing this recipe. I'm going to be over here next time. Catch me on Tupperware Live. Hey, if you'd like an invitation to our next bingo, blah, 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 whatever it is, but know what's next. Don't just end going, yeah, I'm not sure when I'm going to go live again. I'm looking at somebody. Okay, so, all right, so a couple quick things to avoid, all right, waiting silently for people to join, we talked about that. Apologizing for low attendance, don't do that. All right, saying nobody's watching, don't talk about those numbers. Talking about only features, right? Tell stories, how do you use them? That's what they want to know. That's what people relate to, right? Reading from notes, which I'm literally doing right now. Looking at yourself in the camera, sounding rushed, and giving up after a couple minutes, and comparing yourself to other experienced people, because they all started somewhere, and then ending out without inviting people back. So the way that I learned all of this was I learned all of this through other Tupperware consultants, networking, talking to them, getting best practices. And if you have somebody that you're like, hey, we should try and do this, pair together, because that's 100% what I did. I've got 2 girlfriends, and we were like, hey, let's do this. Hey, what was your experience? Well, we still do. Hey, how are your lives going? Hey, I did this week and it really hit. Oh, great, I'm gonna try that too. We still do it, guys. So if you have something, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do, pair with somebody that wants to do it too, and then you can get there faster because you're comparing notes and you can make the adjustments faster, right? Watch the TikTok Shop Lives. There's a difference between TikTok Shop Lives, if you're doing TikTok, versus just TikTok Lives where people are like, send me gifts, blah, 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 right? There's a difference. Facebook Live Selling, YouTube Live Creators. So there's live stuff on YouTube as well. HSN QVC, Amazon Live Creators. Have you ever seen an Amazon Live?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a thing. And also small businesses. Small businesses will do live things too. If you follow them on social media, they'll do live selling there too. So in closing, I just want to leave you this thought. Every successful seller, they have, oh my gosh, my notes are all jumbled up. What did I do? Okay, so they have, never mind. Where did I go with this? Good Lord. Oh, they had a few things in common, right? So they all began somewhere. They all began somewhere, guys. Right? So everybody has to start somewhere. And they didn't wait till they were perfect. They just got on camera, right? They just gave it a shot to see what would happen. And they learned, they adjusted, right? And they did it again and again and again and again. And the goal is not to be the best live seller this month. The goal is to be better than you were at the last live. That's it. It's little progresses. That's all it is. So this week, watch 5 sellers. Just watch 5 lives and take notes. And just be like, loved this. I could never do that. I think I could do that. That's all it is. Just observe, observe, observe. All right, that's it.
Oh, way to go.